nose, the closer to God. The closer to God, the hotter the dog. Hey guys, welcome back. Today is all about the nose threads. I think most of you guys have already known that this year has been one hell of an aesthetic journey, but the nose threads by far were the most So I just want to sit down here and share with you guys all about it. You know, just us ladies talking about lady things and the lads. Because equality. But first, let me bring you up to speed about how this all happened. So sometime last year, I went to this aesthetic clinic. And at the time, I was very new to the whole fillers, Botox, facials world, but I was open to it. Mostly because I know a lot of influencers and celebrities get it done, and if you didn't know they did it, then they just probably didn't tell you. But anyway, I was pretty open to these aesthetic procedures because I know it doesn't change your face drastically. It's not like plastic surgery, you know, it's not like my eyelid surgery. It was just aesthetic enhancement. So anyway, back to the story. I went down to the clinic and I met up with the doctors there, and they gave me a list of recommendations of what they could do for my face. Honestly, it wasn't anything big. It was mostly facials and Botox for my area here because I have TMJ and apparently Botox helps with that. The only thing that could potentially enhance my profile the most was the Nosethread lift. And it's also probably the most invasive of the non-invasives. Get it? So the doctor was really nice about it. She didn't want to pressure me. She asked, "Are you comfortable with this?" Because yeah, it is a little bit invasive. And I was like, yes! Yes! Higher nose? Sure! Let me try. I want to see how I look like. Yeah, I know. I did an aesthetic procedure because I was curious. People do it because they want to look better. I want to see if I would actually look better. So for those of you who don't know, nose threads are basically barbed PDO threads that are dissolvable. They are inserted through the tip of your nose and basically act as this scaffolding which lifts the bridge of your nose up. And like I said, because the thread does dissolve, the results don't last. It will last about 9 to 12 months. And then you have to touch it up again if you want to keep it. So then comes the cost of it all because beauty is apparently very pricey. The threads start from $788 before GST. And it will rise depending on the number of threads you use. So the more threads you use, more higher nose bridge, more money. That's the truth of it. So here's how the procedure went. So first, they spammed my nose area with a lot of numbing cream, which I was really grateful for because I am weak when it comes to pain. I am a total puss, so spam more, please. I need more numbing. They let it sit for about 15 to 30 minutes, and by then, you can't really feel anything here. You're just like, wow, I can't feel my nose. It's a bit strange, but also cool at the same time. You sit in this clinical chair, kind of like the one you would see in a dentist, and you basically tell the doctor what you want, like what you hope to achieve. So I told her, well, I want a higher nose bridge. Like I want to, when I look left, I don't see my other eye, you know, I just actually see a nose. So the doctor recommended inserting 6 threads and then seeing how it goes, which I thought, 6 threads, that's kind of little, isn't it? Because most people need about 8 to 12 threads to see a significant lift in their nose. But I was like, okay, sure, you're the doc, you're the expert, do what you want. And then comes the scary part, the local anesthesia injection, which I also requested more for because I have a very low tolerance to pain and I am not afraid to admit it. And that first injection, it was very painful. Like, okay, I know I have a low tolerance of pain, but if I had to rate it from a scale, like a pain scale, I would rate it a 5 out of 10 for that one little injection. It was very uncomfortable, but to be fair, it was also the only part of the procedure that hurt. Because afterwards, everything was a breeze. So after the cannula is inserted into my nose bridge, it becomes like a guide for the threads to be entered as well. So in went the threads. It was so comfortable, thankfully, because my doctor had good technique. So all the threads went in and you can just feel a bit of tightness around this area because the skin is like stretched around the nose threads and everything becomes a bit tight here, but no pain. I've actually had some friends who did their nose threads with less experienced doctors who have poorer technique. Apparently for them, each thread inserted hurt like heck. Like it was shittingly painful, each thread. And so imagine if you needed 10 threads. That's like 10 rounds of intense pain. Lucky for me, that wasn't me, because I would have died. So before I knew it, a total of 10 threads were inserted into my nose. The last 2 threads, I did feel a little bit of discomfort as it was inserted because it was so tight. I would say maybe a pain rating of 2 out of 10. But honestly, nothing bad. I could bear a bit. I can bear a bit. I think most people would be able to bear a bit as well. And that was it! New nose with minimal downtime and side effects. So right after my nose thread, there was a lot of swelling around my nose from not only the thread inserted in as well as the local anesthesia. So not gonna lie, I was low-key scared because I was like, oh my god, my nose is so big. I low-key look like bird person. It was also really tight here around the nose thread because the skin was just stretched so much, and every facial movement like smiling or just sneezing would cause a lot of discomfort around this area. And I was here thinking like, is this how it's gonna be forever? Is this what I've signed up for the next 1 year? But yeah, that was just me being paranoid because the swelling and the pain and discomfort and the bruising all went down after a week. I was also given antibiotics to help prevent infection and bruising cream to speed up the debruising. So yes! Now, time to review what we're all here for. The results. So this is the before any nose threads were inserted into my nose, and this is the after. You don't see any difference, right? Okay, not kidding. It's just so subtle, it's so natural. You really wouldn't notice a difference unless you really zoom into that nose bridge there, and you can see that there's more contour around the nose. It's more pronounced. I don't have to put as much contouring makeup anymore to achieve that nose contour that I want. But yeah, I love it, guys. I don't think anyone can tell that there's anything inside my nose because I've actually had this done since August and none of you noticed, so that's saying something, right? But yeah, so that was what I was trying to say when I said like aesthetic procedures don't change your whole look. It just like enhances it a little bit. It's so subtle. I don't think anyone but you would really notice the difference, but you yourself would love it, and that makes you happy. Would I recommend this? Well, I think that's a very personal choice. Aesthetic procedures aren't for everyone, and you shouldn't feel compelled to do so. It will just enhance things a little bit. Like if you have a little hump in your nose, I had that, you can see one over here. It can help smoothen it out, or if you're not happy with the tip of your nose, you want to straighten your nose a bit. But keep your expectations managed because chances are after the procedure, you'll be the only one who notices the difference. No one else will notice it because you are your worst critic. But as long as you're happy with it, then who cares, you know? It's just for you to make yourself feel happy by yourself. So yeah, that is my nose thread experience. I hope it was really informative and helpful for you ladies and lads, because equality. Do give me a thumbs up if it was, and leave a comment down below if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to help. You can also DM me on my Instagram at Moochihihi, and I will answer any queries you have there as well. And if anyone's curious, the clinic I went to was RADIUM Medical Aesthetics. I'll leave like the name and details in the description box below, so if you're curious, you can check out their website as well. So with that, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell, and I make new videos every Sunday, and I will see you next week. Smoochies for the moochies. Bye! Ah, my legs.